can turn the world on with a smile. You can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's your girl and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, don't need to fake it. You can never down, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, July 26th, and Marc has 712 days left to go in his U.S. federal prison sentence. You can see the daily countdown clock, his prison blogs, and my video updates, plus more information at freemarc.ca, and his mailing address is right there on the front page, so you can send him a postcard or a letter, and of course he would appreciate that a lot. Marc and I just celebrated our 6-year wedding anniversary. On Monday the 23rd, we had our 6 years since getting married in Queen Elizabeth Park here in Vancouver. It was a beautiful sunny day, and we were surrounded by friends and family, and we had such a wonderful time. So he sent me some roses, and there were 6, but one of them's already died, so I only have 5 here. But there are 3 white ones and there were 3 red ones to symbolize 3 years together and 3 years apart from our anniversaries. So it's kind of surprising to think that's true. We have been apart that long, but he will hopefully be home next year if things go really well, but we expect in 2 years he'll come back. And he got a card made for me that I told you guys about, the one that got lost, but this one made it. So the envelope says, "Happy 6th anniversary to my amazing Mrs. Jodie Emery," and this beautiful card, it's raised up off the surface there, gorgeously done. Marc cut them out, he put the wax or the glue on it to make it sparkle, and it's another beautiful pop-up card. So it says, "Marc and Jodie, 6th happy anniversary. I love my Mrs. Jodie Emery. Best decision I ever made was to marry you. Love my wonderful Mrs. Your Boo, Marc, XOX." So that's a sweet card to go with these roses. And I got some beautiful lilies from a friend named Phaedra, and they have unfortunately also expired in the Vancouver heat we've had, perhaps. But that's a wonderful gift, and thank you to Phaedra, and thank you to Marc for the card. And I also today just got a card from some friends out east. They used to work for us briefly, so I won't share their info, but they sent a wonderful card and a photo that they had taken from our wedding. So there's Michelle, who was my maid of honor, adjusting my dress, I think, and there's me and Marc, and Dana was Marc's best man, and Greg, right behind the camera, is right there too with his marijuana shoes that are really sweet. You should see all the photos on Facebook if you want. I've got a photo album from the wedding, and there's lots of nice stuff to see. So that was really sweet, and we married about a year to the day after a different event happened. On July 29th, 2005, this building right here in this office, right here in this store in downtown Vancouver, was infiltrated by Vancouver police and U.S. agents who arrested Greg behind the C desk that was here. They arrested a few people. It was a lockdown, basically. We had protests out front. If you haven't seen the movie The Principate, the U.S. versus Marc Emery, you really should, because that's actual footage from the day of the raid. Quite a coincidence, but a friend who's a filmmaker was on a bus and saw it happen and got off, and we have video from that day. But of course that shook things up. It changed everything. It stopped millions of dollars of financing that went to the marijuana legalization movement, and the DEA admitted in their press release that day that it was a significant blow to the legalization movement because of all the money that Marc gave. And if you haven't seen that press release where it's all political and seeds aren't even mentioned, you really need to see that. It's on the front page of freemarc.ca. It's the DEA, the U.S. federal government's own admission that Marc was financing and leading a movement that they wanted to stop, and that's why they took him out. So check that out on our website and all the other interesting information that the DEA admits as well. So upcoming events, we've got a lot going on in the summer usually. Seattle Hemp Fest, the incredible, world-famous, gigantic gathering protestival organized by Vivian McPeak and everyone who works so hard with the Hemp Fest core group of volunteers. They're pulling it off again this year. It's going to be 3 days on the waterfront in Seattle. It's always been a beautiful, wonderful time when I go there. I really love being invited to speak on the stages. reach a whole new audience, meet a lot of supporters, but most importantly to meet so many other people who are doing just what we're doing here, being active, getting involved, being politically involved so they can make a difference. It's always wonderful to meet those people and be inspired. So I'm excited to go back. It's August 17th, 18th, and 19th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You really don't want to miss it. Plan a road trip up to Seattle and you'll be in for a real treat. There's music, speakers, 3 days of amazing stuff. Check out seattlehempfest.com or hempfest.org. After I attend that, I'm going to be going to Las Vegas with my wonderful store managers. We're going to check out all the new stuff on the scene for our wonderful store down here, Marc Emery's Cannabis Culture Headquarters. And that's happening in Las Vegas, August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's called the Champs Trade Show. And if you're in the area, definitely stop by. Maybe we'll cross paths and be able to say hi. It'd be great to see some fellow supporters down there, and I'll bring some free Marc buttons and things to give away to those who wish to have them. And this weekend, I'm visiting Marc, which is wonderful, but I'm missing out on a major event here in Vancouver. A friend and Pot TV associate you've seen on our websites, Marc is organizing the Kush Cup. It's the first to happen in Vancouver. He's modeling it after the amazing Toker's Bowls and previous events that used to happen here in town. And Vancouver's really needed some good parties and good times. So thanks to Marc, you can check out kush.ca. Get some tickets. There's going to be all sorts of big name rap stars and people that I'm not too familiar with, but I know that they're popular out there, so it should be a really fun event, and you can get info at kush.ca. So good job to Marc, who's always getting the message out there to legalize it, and I hope it goes off perfectly for him and everybody else who's involved. So last week, I gave away a Vapor Genie vaporizer, and I did my show a day early, so some people missed out on getting in on time for that draw. So I promised I would give away another one. And this is going to be the prize for today's draw. It's a Vapor Genie vaporizer pipe. If you screw it open, you can put whatever you want right in that little spot, and you just close it up. Use a lighter, and it changes the flame of the lighter into a source of heat so that you vaporize. Of course, vaporizing means that you're not burning it, you're heating it and getting the beneficial parts of whatever you're vaporizing. So that's going to be the prize, and I've got all the entries here in a bright yellow bubble bag. So you can get bubble bags from our online store as well as many other things at cannabisculture.com/store. 10% off a lot of items right now, free shipping in North America, and we of course appreciate everybody's support here so we can keep Marc going and keep our movement going as best as we can. So the winner of the Vapor Genie this week is going to be Kurt B. Thanks for the show. I love the updates. It helps me feel like I get a peek inside your and Marc's, I think, lives is how it continues. So that's just the beginning. But Kurt, I think I know who you are. You're in Toronto. And if you won, I'd be very happy if that's you. But whoever it is, I'm grateful that you're watching the show and tuning in and entering. So next week, I'm going to be giving away a Free Marc t-shirt, the black Free Marc t-shirt. And of course, it comes along with the 4 different Free Marc stickers we've got and the button. So to enter, you just send an email to Jodie@cannabisculture.com. I put it in a folder, I print off all the names, and each week I do a draw. So hopefully whoever is watching right now, you'll send an email to me and I'll enter you in. I appreciate you all watching, tuning in, sharing the show, and of course check out all our other websites, cannabisculture.com, pot.tv, freemarc.ca, and support everyone out there who's working towards legalization or any step towards legalization. And I'm just going to toss out there that Oregon is now on the ballot for having legalization this November. That's 3 states, Washington, Colorado, Oregon. All 3 of you support your legalization initiatives. That's a major step we need. It doesn't matter if the federal government doesn't approve of it. We need to do something. We can't sit back and do nothing. So that's action, and Marc and I support everybody who's backing the initiatives in those states. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Do what you can out there. Send Marc a note, and I'll see you next week. Free Marc Emery.